All right. Welcome everybody to our Sunday night gathering for Global Strangeness. So we are myself, Deborah, Scott, Jeremy, three strangers brought together with the love of everything creepy, and that includes your mama. So hence, it being Mother's Day, we thought we'd go with some monstrous mothers and talk about that because even monster mothers need a little love on this day, right?
And we are all 100% prepared, so be ready for that.
We are 100%. I am prepared to sit here and be the peanut gallery because, well, it's Mother's Day and I'm the mother on the panel, so that's it. I'm giving myself a pass.
How do you know I don't identify as a mother?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jiminy
Yeah,
crickets.
all right. Jeremy, are you still a man? Or your
Yeah,
daddy?
yeah. I mean, you can call me that if you want, Deborah. No complaints. But
Anywho, so I did do a little bit of perusing. I mean, so I'm sure everybody knows about like Lilith, right? You guys all came across that, and then Selene, who is possibly a mother of werewolves, but also possibly the mother of vampires, and then something called NYX. Did you guys cross that at all?
I didn't. I've never heard of
mean,
the second one you said.
I've heard of Celine. I've read enough werewolf and vampire books in my teenage years to know that name.
Wasn't
Right.
she that girl that was doing the like Mexican pop songs and then one of her fans killed her?
Are you thinking of fucking Selena?
Come on.
Different topic. So yeah, anyways, but in some things I thought it would so Selene is the moon goddess and mother of vampires in some, and then some it's the mother of werewolves. And that got me thinking about remember last week we were talking about wasn't there some girl who had relations with the wolves, and then her father, all the wolves had wolf children or whatever went off. They had 10 children and they went off and became monsters or whatever.
Sounds.
Oh, I mean, we were talking about Canadians last week, so anything's possible in Canada.
Yeah, we covered somebody who, there was a mother of wolf children or whatever. So anyways, you guys take over from here because like I said, I'm just going to be a peanut gallery and learn from you.
Well, there you go, Jeremy.
That's usually our job, Deborah, but well, I guess since we can't make fun of Canada this week, see you next week, guys. But no. Yeah, I had one idea for this episode right away, and I stuck with my guns. And we could talk about one of those famous mothers in mythology, folklore, whatever you want to call it. Even actually, it's supposed to be real history, supposedly. But we're going to talk about Beowulf and his final villain in the Beowulf saga, Grendel's mother. Because Beowulf first fought Grendel, a troll ogre type character who was killing Vikings, and then he fought a dragon because this dude's badass. But basically, each villain is supposed to reflect like his inner turmoil about his own himself. You know, because back in the 700s they were so emotional. But the last villain he faces is called Grendel's mother. They never name her. It's a subject that they still like argue about to this day what her actual name was, but
we'll say Peter.
Yeah. But basically, Grendel's mother and Grendel are descendants of Cain in the actual poem. And after Grendel is killed by Beowulf, his mother goes and attacks the king of the Vikings that hired Beowulf. So Beowulf somehow swims underwater in an underwater cave in a lake. You know, he can just breathe like that. And he fights Grendel's mother to the death. She nearly kills him until he sees an ancient sword, which he then kills her with and beheads the dead Grendel's mother. He then returns to the surface. Exactly. And then he returns to the surface and to his men at the 9th hour, which is about 3 p.m. in Old English talk. So he had a busy afternoon. but I don't know. Ugh, there's a lot of debate on Grendel's mother about if it was actually his mother even, or if it, I mean, it's just those old English books, you can't like transcribe them easy. Because a lot of the terms they use were really like ambiguous. They can mean a lot of different things. But I don't know. But they also argue about whether she's a monster or a demon. That's the other thing, which no comment on that. But
Can you cut the head off a demon?
You're Sam and Dean.
I was gonna say, yeah, they kind of do it right. Well, no, they don't cut the head off demons. They cut the heads off of everything else.
You guys both watched that whole thing, right?
What whole thing?
The whole Supernatural.
Oh God, yeah.
You remember how
Religion.
like the demons were the craziest thing in the world, and then like, you know, towards season 7, they're just like fist fighting angels. Shit got a little weird after that.
Yeah, well, you know, it got weird's good when it comes to that type of show. But
I think they could have stretched out the average everyday monsters for another 2 or 3 seasons.
they still had them.
Better.
Monster of the Week episodes still had regular monsters. Same as X-Files, but I mean, I don't know, Scott. It's over now, and they just canceled the prequel series. So
Shit, we didn't finish the end of the thing. Once they fought God's sister, it was like, okay, we're
oh,
done.
yeah,
We're
no,
done.
it gets good. Last couple seasons were great.
Did you watch it all, Deborah?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about with fighting God's sister. So I'm like
Yeah, you're way
way
before.
behind. Yeah.
There's still like flip phone status where you left off.
No, I watched all of it. I didn't get into it until really late, and then like I think it was like the 6th or 7th season when I got into it finally, and I caught up and then watched it live and watched it all the way to the end. It was an amazing show. I love
Yeah,
that show. But,
First 3 seasons, just like Walking Dead, were really good.
yeah, it was still good after that. Just, you can't expect the show to stay the same forever. It's got to evolve. Otherwise, people aren't going to watch it. But I also brought in this most glorious of days, the top 10 mother monsters in all of mythology, history, and maybe some literature, literature is mythology. So, and we're also going to decide if they're MILFs, because you know it's Mother's Day. So, I used to search that word a lot in my teenage years. Just saying, but. Number 10, of course, is the mother of fishes, which she's a giant fish that protects all the fish and creatures of the sea and inland waterways. Said to be a trout so large her back is an island with trees growing on it. So yeah, that's
MILF.
Long Island.
Big old trout, MILF.
Oh, jeez. You don't even need to see the picture you're in.
Well, actually, Scott, according to this, her MILF factor is 0.
Oh.
You would say it's because you love fish so much, but the second one is named Gargamel, and no, it's not Gargamel from the Smurfs.
I was gonna say, this is a woman?
Gargamel is also Gargamel goes back further than that because it's also a giantess in French mythology, and the mother of Gargantua. And there's not much MILF factor put to her either, unless you like those Amazonian women. But and the next one is Mother Flog, who is a stout little matron elf who hides in saucepans to catch greedy children in the act of ruining their appetites. I need one of those. But then she then flogs them mercifully. Mercilessly. Yeah, that's the right word. And despite the sexy name, she doesn't fall through, so she's not a MILF.
Do you have
Apparently.
pictures? Are you just judging the MILFs or?
No, I'm going by what they say. They actually are right in the MILF factor in this article.
He's reaching in deep, just like all of us. See, if you guys would have had ChatGTP write your bullet points, you'd be prepared too.
Yeah. All right, number 7 is Cohen Chen. And here you go, Scott. This one's for you. It's a dog-headed woman and the fatal protector of her child, the beautiful Delbahim. Delbahim, I don't know. A prophet told Cohen Chen she would die once her daughter was engaged, so Doghead took to decapitating every young man who came within 50 feet of her daughter. The heads were displayed on brass spikes in Cohen Chen's garden. Her MILF factor is that she must have gotten her hot body from this half MILF, but that's the Dalbenheim they're talking about. But Cohen Chen was cursed with a head only a furry could love.
Huh.
So Scott would probably give it a 10, but
I
number
don't even
6.
know what we're doing right now. This is fun.
Oh, Scott. But number 6 is Babbitts. And they're a monster already covered in the Monster Monday blog at Dabracadabra, which is the writer of this site. Yeah, you guys suck at your jokes, just saying. But they were big-breasted cannibals that lured toddlers away from their village and suckled them on poisoned milk.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you want to talk moms? That's the worst moms ever. That's the worst moms ever. And I mean, the milk factor for these creatures, though, are, I mean, what part of big breasted cannibal isn't a turn on?
That's number 1 for Jeremy.
I can fight off the cannibal part and deal with the other part first. But, and then number 5, these are all ones we kind of know a little better. Number 5 is Medusa, which I don't even need to go into who that is because everybody knows who Medusa is. But, and she also gave birth to a horse. So, I mean, I don't know how fun it'd be to play with that, but Lord knows. But she, her MILF factor, she had a hot torso and probably a hot lower section. Although sometimes that might have been snakes too, according to literature. But the whole line about putting a bag on her head probably started here because not only was Medusa's face ugly and covered in snakes, she could literally kill man just by looking at him. So
Happy
yeah,
Mother's Day.
Man, no one wanted to hear me talk about Greek goddesses getting cheated on by Zeus. Come on now. But and number 4, here you go, Deborah. This is kind of like one of the ones you talk about. Is Queen Alien. The mother of all badness in the universe is this giant egg-laying, face-hugging, four-armed, two-mouth freak. She's still a loving mother and lady through and through. She knew how to find the right high heels to go with her outfit, according to the photo they provided, which I am going to look at and see if it's
Are we
true.
talking about Alien from the movie?
No. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe.
This is my favorite. And she knows how to match up her shoes. I mean, disgusting.
And her MILF factor is that in space, no one can hear her scream.
I don't know where you find these lists.
Dappercadaver.com. I don't know. Google brings up things, you know. And funny enough, number 3 was Grendel's mom. So, but this is the funny part for Grendel's mom's MILF factor. She's the only one on the list that was ever to be portrayed on film by Angelina Jolie. So, enough said. But, and then number 2 was Lilith, as Deborah already kind of talked about, Adam's ex-wife, and is probably responsible for more miscarriages and births, according to legend. And she's the queen of the succubi, and gave birth to Baphomet.
Why has nobody ever done a movie about Lilith? Like an actual blockbuster movie. She's been around since Babylonian, like before Judeo.
Because there's certain topics. Why haven't they done real movies about like the devil and hell? Like they just don't do it. Unless he's getting
TV shows and shit.
I mean, unless he's fucking Saddam Hussein, but
yeah, you think there's a lot of lore in there to make a TV or movie.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, Lilith was the big bad of Supernatural for a season.
Yeah.
But and Her MILF factor is totally deserving of her title of the ultimate seductress and source of nocturnal emissions. So, and number one is the other one that Deborah talked about, Echidna. Actually, no, you didn't talk about Echidna, did you? You talked about Selene.
Yeah, I said Selene.
But Echidna is an undying nymph, the she-viper, and the mother of all monsters. And that means everybody from Dracula to Godzilla sends her mother to say cards and bouquets of flowers. But she birthed oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know she birthed the Cerberus, the Sphinx, the Chimera, the Hydra, and many, many more Greek monsters. And according to the Greeks, all monsters everywhere. So she's kind of the Greek version of Selene. But she had the torso and head of a beautiful woman, the body of a snake, and unspeakable power. Oh yeah, I fought her in God of War. And unspeakable power. So her MILF factor is pretty attractive so far, but with a title like the mother of all monsters, she must get pregnant at the drop of a hat. So in terms of wearing protection, I'd recommend a suit of armor.
It's just got Jeremy Bigfoot erotica all over it.
So okay, so what's that game you guys?
Oh, actually, Scott, here you go. Here you go, Scott.
Yeah.
Scott, put that up on the screen if you can.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I'll try to. I don't know.
Yeah, keep talking. It's gonna take me a minute. Send a photo.
So, Deborah, what your kids get you?
I just had conversations. I have been working all day.
Here
Like
now.
no joke. I did an open house, then I was driving around, so showing some acreages. So just
There
some
you go.
There you
Jeremy's
go.
girlfriend.
That's Echidna for you,
She's beautiful.
ain't she?
Did you guys ever see the soft white underbelly when he goes to the Appalachia?
What?
That face kind of reminds me of. You guys haven't seen the soft white underbelly?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah. I saw the one where he went and saw some, like a family of,
In Appalachia where the dude barked,
the one guy does, yeah, yeah. It's,
talks
a-
and barks.
yeah, that, I did see that, yeah. That one.
He's got some good ones. He did a two-parter on Gigi Allen's brother, Merle Allen. That one was pretty good.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Do you know who Gigi Allen is?
No.
Oh, come on, Deborah.
I know the name. Yeah.
You guys, I lead a sheltered life compared to you.
Okay.
I'll Google it.
I'm Googling it.
From everything else he puts on his show, I can only imagine though.
Now I should get a video. Yeah, hold up. Keep talking, guys. What are you doing? What about mothers?
We lost Jeremy.
No, I'm here. I just was talking, but
Okay, so out of your list there, which one would you marry? Which one would you spend a night with? And which one, what is that game? What's the third one?
I mean, I'd marry Lilith. I'd be marrying Lilith. Then I'd get to be the devil. I'm good.
Hmm.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I'll marry Lilith. I don't know, Echidna maybe for a night of them. Actually, no. I want the giantess. I'm a big guy. I want the Amazonian, but Gargamel. Yeah, I want Gargamel. Not the Smurf guy. Not the Smurf guy, but the giantess. And what's the last one? Who would I kill?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like if you kill Echidna, you're doing the world a favor. So fuck yeah.
Jiminy Crickets, we know where he stands on abortion.
No, she births a lot of monsters. So, I mean, she birthed all the Greek monsters. So fucking kill her.
Okay. Well, I got Gigi going for you. You don't know who he is either, huh?
I know the name. I can't
He's
think
the
of
king of
off
rock
the top
and
of my head.
roll, dude.
Elvis?
No. This is the last show before he OD'd on heroin.
Mm.
Oh my.
God, is that you? Is that you in a gas station?
This is the king of rock and roll right here, dude. You gotta check him out. Check him out.
Yeah, I'm
He
good.
used to shit on himself. He bashed his teeth out with the microphone. Used to like beat the shit out of his audience.
Scott's
You
kind
don't
of
know who
person.
Gigi Allen is? Come on now.
I know the name. I'm sure somebody rapped about him, but I know the name. So,
Ah, rap fan.
but well, we talked about bad mothers. Let's talk about some good mothers. Let's talk about Greek mothers,
Good
the
monster
legendary.
mothers?
No, we talked about the monster mothers. Now we're going to talk about the good Greek mothers from
Were
mythology.
there any?
Oh, there was, yeah. I mean, the first one's Niobe. She compared herself to a goddess, so she was cursed to have 14 children, while her husband was only, while she was only actually Leto. I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah, and oh yeah, the god Leto was the mother of Apollo and Artemis, so she kind of got stuck with somebody else's two kids as well. But she lost all of her children by most accounts, and by some she was turned to stone and eternally weeps. So if you go to Greece, you can see that, supposedly. And I mean, let's not forget Helena of Troy here. Come on, wars were fought over her. She was so beautiful. So, I mean, Theseus carried her off all the way to freaking Troy and had his way with her and married her and caused a whole war that killed the whole nation. So, yeah. We all seen that movie. We know how that ends. Oh, and here's a good mother in a kind of sickish way. Let's talk about the mother of Oedipus, Jocasta. She was an oracle that warned the parents that their son would murder his father, so they ordered him killed. Oedipus survived, however, and returned to Thebes, where he unknowingly killed his father. He then married his mother, who bore him 4 different children. And when they learned their incest, Jocasta hanged herself, and Oedipus blinded himself.
Okay,
Kind of
that's a twist. That's like disturbing.
Have you never heard of the tragedy of Oedipus?
I haven't actually heard a whole lot of Greek shit.
Oh God, dude. Okay, I got an idea. My next episode then. But this is from the House of Atreus tragedy. Clytemnestra, a mother of Orestes, took Aegisthus as a lover while her husband Agamemnon was away fighting at Troy during the whole Trojan War thing. When Agamemnon, after having murdered their daughter by accident, returned with a new concubine in tow, Clytemnestra murdered her husband. Orestes then murdered his mother and was pursued by the Furies for this crime until the motherless goddess Athena intervened. So yeah, Greeks and the mothers are such good mothers, you know?
Absolutely.
Same.
But we talk next about Agave. She was the princess of Thebes and a Maenad, or a Maenad, a follower of Dionysus. And she was also mother of Pentheus, the king of Thebes. She incurred Dionysus' wrath by refusing to recognize him as the son of Zeus. Her sister Semele was Dionysus' mother with Zeus. And after she died, the Maenad spread the rumor that Semele had lied about who the father of the child was. When Pentheus also refused to give gods due and even imprisoned him, Dionysus made the Maids delusional. Agave saw her son but thought he was a beast and tore him to pieces, carrying his head on a pole back to Thebes. Isn't that a lovely story? Hey, you wanted to do Mother's Day, man. That's the only shit you got to talk about Mother's Day. For a
I
normal
was
show.
gonna do Flat Earth. I just couldn't get the guy on this week. He's coming on.
Can he find his way across the flat Earth to get here?
Dude, I'm telling you, I've been listening to like hours upon hours of this Flat Earth shit. I think they might be on to something. Check this out. So this little dot represents the North Pole, and this dot represents the equator. The outside dot is spinning 1,000 miles an hour in space, which would make the interior dot spin like 10% of that. So how the fuck do we have the same gravity?
No idea.
Questions. Questions.
Flat Earthers should be allowed to vote.
Whatever, Globy.
Yeah. You got 4 more, then Scott can do what he's got to do. But let's talk about Andromache, the wife of Hector, one of the major figures in the Iliad. She gave birth to Scamander or Astyanax, but when the child are captured by one of the sons of Achilles, he throws the baby from the top of the walls at Troy because he is the heir apparent to Sparta. After Troy fell, Andromache was given as a war prize to Neoptolemus, whom she gave birth to Pergamus. What the fuck? I feel like I'm reading Transformers. Shit.
Have you ever thought about how we see the same side of the moon all the time? If the moon's spinning and we're all spinning around the sun, how does that happen? Just saying. Questions.
I can see what episode's
Questions.
coming up for us.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry, the little dog almost ate a pair of my daughter's shorts. So, because he would if he could. But Penelope was the wife of the wanderer Odysseus, who was famous in the Iliad and the Homer. She waited her husband's return for 20 years, fending off many suitors by tricks and stratagems. After 20 years, he returns, wins a challenge, and slays all the suitors with the help of their son. Now, see, that right there is a good mother, and that's a good romantic story.
She was
So see,
fighting
there's
off
good-
dudes with tricks.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, if you actually
Just
listen
she's
to the
out on
story,
the corner, like
if you actually listen to the real story of it, it's freaking awesome. Like it's like she I think she poured burning oil on one of them or something like that.
Mhm.
Like it's awesome. And we only got 3 left. We got 3 left. And next one is Alcmene. She was simply the mother of twin boys born to different fathers. So twin boys born to different fathers. I'll say that a second time. The one born to her husband was named Iphilocles, and the one born to what looked like Amphitryon, but was actually Zeus in disguise, was Hercules.
it does
So,
sound like you're reading Transformers.
No, but I mean it's kind of like there's your virgin birth right there in Greek mythology. Because how could a woman have twins from different fathers? Is that physically possible even?
I think it is, yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
But it's rare as hell.
Yeah, probably not so much back then. Well, like everybody was like conquering and raping everybody. Like it was probably
Yeah,
pretty
true.
common back then.
Oh, the good days. But the other one is Althea, who was the daughter of King Thestius and the wife of King Oeneus. And when her son Meleager was born, the fates told her that her son would die when a piece of wood currently burning in the hearth, completely burned up. She removed the log and stored it carefully in a chest until the day her son became responsible for the death of her brothers. On that day, she took the log and put it in the fire, where she left it to be consumed. When it finished burning, he died. So how you like that one?
Totally.
Can't attack my dogs. And then the last mother here is the anti-mother, Medea. She kills her two children when her mate Jason abandons her for a wife who would improve his social position. Not only was she a member of the small club of horrendous lovelorn mothers who killed their own children, but she betrayed her father and brother as well. In what is a very tragic Greek story. If you read it, it's called Medea.
I've heard that one.
You guys hear Coolio died?
That was like 2 years ago, man.
Just found out.
Oh, Scott, you think you'd watch the news more often?
You'd think.
I mean, the way you're into politics.
Yeah, they don't bring up Coolio in politics.
I'm pretty sure Trump said something about him dying during one of his speeches.
Who am I?
Are you done?
I'm done, Scott. It's all you.
Okay, well, let's see what ChatGTP brought to the table for us today. So my first one is what they claim as a mythical figure from Alpine folklore. It's a Christmas story. She's often depicted, it's Frau Perchta. Have you guys heard of Frau Perchta, the Perchten?
Yeah, we talked about her during Christmas, dude.
Okay, cool. Well, she's often depicted as a witch or a goddess who roams the countryside during the 12 days of Christmas. She's supposed to come out on 12th night. That's like her big thing, depending on mainstream folklore. According to the tradition, she rewards good children and then she punishes the bad ones by splitting their bellies open and replacing their organs with straw and pebbles. I'm not sure if she's a mother.
She's a good mama.
But she is accompanied by a group of spirits called the Perchten, who wear elaborate costumes. So just think of the elves from Krampus that, break into the house there. Some versions of the legend depict her as a protector of animals and nature, while others portray her as a malevolent figure. Her origins can be traced back to pre-Christian pagan beliefs, and she has been adapted into various forms throughout history, including the character in the Germanic fairy tales. But she's like Holga, Freya, Frigg, like it's all the same rendition. The ChatGTP didn't write that in there. Thank you very much. Today, she is celebrated in some parts of Europe through festivals and parades where people dress up in costumes and masks to honor her. However, the violent aspects of her legend have largely fallen out of favor. They are still around some places, so you children better watch out. Your mother might do this.
No.
And she is now mostly seen as a symbol of winter solstice and the changing of the seasons. Freya, well, no, then I guess I just jumped into Freya. So Freya is a goddess of Norse mythology. She is the wife of Odin and the mother of Balder. And did you guys ever hear the Balder story?
Oh, I've heard all of Norse mythology, man. I mean, trust me, after seeing the Thor movies, I wouldn't mind jumping into Freya.
I liked after the Balder story where fucking Loki got Balder shot with the fucking mistletoe.
Yep.
The story after that is when they tied Loki's testicles to a goat's beard and then had them fucking run away from each other. That was a fun story. But Freya is associated with love, fertility, and the household. So Walmart there, sponsorship, Amazon, get it now. She is considered the goddess of marriage and motherhood and is associated with domestic tasks like spinning, weaving, doing the dishes, and making me a sandwich. Chat GTP's words, not mine. I don't. Somebody better check out what's going on with that. Freya is sometimes associated with the earth and nature and is believed to be a goddess of agriculture and harvest. I think this might be our worst episode ever.
I mean, I don't know. The first one was pretty weak, Scott. The first one was pretty weak.
I don't know, man. You go back and listen to that first one. We like all were on point, had our like shit. It was actually pretty good. This definitely got to be one of the worst ones. Freya is sometimes equated with the goddess Frigg, who is associated with the prophecy and wisdom. And then back into the first one I did, Frauperta. Freya is depicted as a powerful and cunning figure who helps Odin deceive a giant and learns the art of divination from him. I don't think that's true. I think Loki cut off Freya's hair and then they went and fucked that giant up. I'm not sure about that.
You're
Chat
correct.
GTP.
You're correct.
Yeah, I think so. Freya is not as
Trust
well.
me. I've been listening to a mythology podcast for like 100 to 200 episodes, so I know.
Have you ever listened to Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology?
I read American Gods by Neil Gaiman, so I mean, yeah, kind of.
His Norse mythology one is really good.
Mm.
Okay, we're gonna end up finishing Freya here. Freya is not as well known as her prominent as prominent as some of the other gods and goddesses in Norse mythology, but she is still an important figure associated with family, home life, and the natural world. What are you talking about? This bitch actually has Christmas demons associated with it. Is this Chat GTP gonna take over anytime soon, or what the fuck? Freya is like one of the fucking biggest. Okay. Now let's see what Chat GTP has to say about Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia is the Greek goddess of the earth and personification of the planet itself. She is one of the first beings to emerge from the chaos before the creation of the world. Mother Gaia is believed to have given birth to many of the gods and goddesses of Greek mythology, as well as the sky, the sea, and the mountains. The mountains had to hurt. That was a hell of a birthday there. She is associated with fertility, growth, and nourishment, and is often depicted holding a horn of plenty or a sheaf of wheat. Gaia is also associated with prophecy and divination and is believed to have an oracle at Delphi. She is a powerful, influential figure in Greek mythology, capable of both nurturing and destructive behavior. This is the most boring shit you've ever heard. Like in modern times.
It sounds better when you fucking actually listen to the stories in mythology rather than just like doing profiles with actual people.
No, I'm talking about, I told them to give me a detailed breakdown, bullet points of these characters.
Look at Mr. Anti-government, anti-technology here, fucking listening to technology.
In modern times, Gaia has become a symbol of the environmentalism and the need for stewardship of the natural world.
It's Gaia, not Gaia.
Gaia. Environmentalist.
So I guess the really big question here today is, which one of our three mothers is most disappointed today? I'm the student who didn't even do any homework at all. Jeremy did it last second. And Scott
I do it last second.
be.
Fuck that, Deborah. I do it last second every week.
I know.
Well, I think Jeremy was like reading real time. He pulled up a website as we were talking.
Very good deducting, Scott. Very good deducting.
And you're
Man.
welcome, everyone, for that wonderful rendition of numbers.
Well,
Come
you
back
make
next week.
you make me work. You make me work on Mother's Day. That's the stuff you're gonna get because I got my own wife to worry about taking care of on Mother's Day.
Well, Deborah is a mother.
I am a mother, right? That should be.
And that's why. And she didn't do the
Happy
homework either.
Mother's
So
Day
yeah.
to my wife. Happy Mother's Day, Lindsay. And to Deborah and Jeremy's wife. Look at that. Who's
There
the
we
nice
go.
guy now? So what are we
So-
doing next week? Who's picking?
Well, that was your pick. So
Oh my God!
That-
No, don't say it. That would
it's
be so
Deborah's
big.
pick.
No.
How many weeks do we have?
We have 5 this week, this month, I believe.
Okay, Flat Earth dude's coming on.
Wait a minute.
No,
So
we only have
next,
4.
Yeah, we only have 4. So okay. So yeah, next week's Deborah's choice, and we get the Flat Earth guy coming the 4th week if you want.
Yeah, if you don't want to do a bracket, or if you want to do a bracket, we can do bracket.
Actually, no, I don't want to do a bracket. That's my kid's birthday party that day, and I'm gonna be like,
You take the
I'll make the show. So I'm like, I'm not gonna have the energy to fucking do a bracket that night. No way in hell.
Okay.
So if you
I'll
want,
get Flat
to
Earth dude.
yeah,
Okay.
we can do.
He's gonna convince you guys. You guys are gonna
I-
be like,
I highly doubt it.
Lucifer is the reason the earth is flat and we don't know about it. You are gonna be
I've
so
heard-
sucked in,
I've heard the shit they say.
so
Yeah.
sucked in. Not like this dude. Did I mention he looks like Fabio?
Well, so do I,
Oh
but
my Lord! That's why you're such a believer.
So what are we doing, Deborah?
So, well, how would you guys feel about if we talked about like actual magic? Like
Magic with a K?
so that is that the bad magic? I don't know. It just,
Yeah, I
you
don't
know,
think Flat Earth
people's
guys gonna
different-
like that.
rituals and whatever, and you know, stories people tell about stuff when they were messing around.
Yeah, it'd be cool. This is a pretty deep subject. I don't think I've heard a lot of other paranormal podcasts talk about it either.
Right, yeah. So,
good luck finding anything about it. But yeah,
well, there's got to be somebody
Nah,
that,
there's tons of shit.
well, Deborah, if you can find somebody to bring on, then I mean, I know a witch or two, but
oh,
No,
we have
it's-
to are we bringing in a guest? I just meant like
Yeah,
different stories about like what was that story? Remember the cows' tongues were being stapled to
Mhm.
the trees all over and stuff, like weird stuff like that, rituals and whatever.
I say we buy some like ancient books off of eBay and see what trouble we can get into.
do a ritual.
Yeah, like a couple of them. See what sticks, what doesn't.
Oh dear. I'm sure any entities watching us tonight are like, I ain't going to that fucking show. I can't care if you call my name 10 times.
These guys are doomed already.
Yeah. So yeah, let's chat about that. See if anybody's find some good stories.
I'm gonna start researching early this week. It's this, we had an auction yesterday for the storage, and then it's been the first of the month, so this week I should be able to research pretty deep.
Yes. To everyone listening, we will do better.
We promise.
We can do it.
Okay, let's just end it.
This is terrible.
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a great